Hey, this is Cooking with Zach. Today we're going to make something special. Prospect Studios, this is, we like to share things with people and kind of educate people, re-educate people, help people to become people again. Society's diminished us down to nothing, so we got to relearn everything. A lot of people don't know stuff anymore, especially me. So what I'm going to do is a special treat today. I'm going to make some, I made some pancakes earlier out of from scratch, and what I've got is I've got some old apples that have been laying around. They're getting a little ugly, a little bruised. Oh, they smell beautiful though, but they get a little bit shrivelly and nobody wants to eat them. So what you got to do is you got to hide them in food and trick people into eating them. That's what you got to do. That's your job as the cook and the head of the household, is to make people eat the food that you put in the house that they didn't have the decency to help you with. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish cutting these apples up, and we're going to put some, I'm going to show you how to make syrup. So what we're going to do is we're going to make some syrup from scratch. Turn this light out. I don't know if I like that light. It's bugging my camera. I don't like the way it glares on me. So we're going to take out brown sugar. We're going to take 2 cups of brown sugar. I'm actually going to measure it. I don't usually measure anything. Usually eyeball it. We're going to dump our sugar out into the measuring cup in the sink. That way we don't have to clean the mess up if we spill a little bit of it, which you don't really want to spill any sugar. Sugar takes a lot of work to make. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears goes into making sugar. So there's our first cup. We're using light brown sugar. If I had some molasses, I would beef it up with molasses. So there's our 2 cups of brown sugar. Put our burner on high. Now we need 1 cup of water. That'll rinse that sugar out of there too. Nobody has any respect for the goods anymore. So there we go, 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of water. Now, we're going to take some Land O'Lakes butter. I miss my Indian goddess on there. I wish she was still there. Such a beautiful lady. We're going to put some butter in there. There's 1 tablespoon left from this morning. And I got a 4 tablespoon batch. I'm going to put all 4 tablespoons in. Basically, we're going to caramel these apples. I'm just going a little bit heavy with the butter. The butter's the magic. So there's our butter. Okay. Then we'll get back to slicing these apples up. Now a lot of people throw apples out when they get a little wrinkly. But those people are fools. Because them apples, when they get wrinkly, they're perfect for making wine with, or syrup with, or jelly with, or applesauce with. And the thing is when apples get a little bit old, they get cheap to buy. And if a person is smart, he knows a million things to do with those apples, and they will capitalize on that low price because they're old apples. But they're perfectly fine for cooking with. They're utility apples. They're not show apples that you put in a bowl on the table for people to see when they walk in the house. To show how prosperous you are, your horn of plenty. I don't know how many of these apples I'm going to put in here yet, but the key is to get that butter and that sugar melted. I got them all peeled and cored already. We're just going to keep on slicing them up. This is what pioneers do. We're still pioneers. Don't let people trick you into thinking that you're supposed to be dependent. You're supposed to be independent. That's the price that children end up paying in this society where mom and dad are both punching a clock somewhere and they're not at home teaching their kids any skills. It's sad. It makes me cry when I think about it. And hopefully my own children will watch these videos and get something from it, even though I've already exposed them to this as children. My son loves to cook. My daughter loves to cook. She wants to be a chef. She wants to be a baker and design cakes, have her own bakery. And she's very artistic and she's very good at it, and she's a beautiful woman. So she should be very successful. I'm very proud of her. And then I have my oldest daughter, Sarah, who I'm extremely proud of. She just recently came home from the Air Force. She's been around the world. She's seen all the countries. She was stationed in Seoul for a while. She was stationed in Germany for a while, most recently. But she's a sergeant or a master sergeant and a meteorologist. Has a home in Dayton. A very lovely little home for her and her family. About 2 hours from me, an hour and a half. So I'm excited about being close to them. Okay, our sugar and our water's coming to a rolling boil. It's time to stir that. And that butter. So let's stir it up a little bit. And we're going to reduce the heat to about halfway. It's boiling up, frothing just beautifully. You don't want to get it too hot. I'll show you here. Look at here. Don't want to get it too hot. It's rolling, boiling very nicely. It's turning into caramel mostly. That's the beginning. I'll set that right in my bowl with my apple peels. I'm going to continue on with peeling my apples. I'm going to peel a few more. It's about time to put some in there. We might add a little bit more water to it. Well, I think the apples will cook down and add the water, so we should be safe there. So let's add some apple. Okay, looking good. Some more apple. And some more apple. I think what I added there was about 3 cups of sliced apple, which is approximately, I don't know, 4 apples, maybe 5. Let's see how that worked out. Okay. Alright, let's take a peek at that. That's what we got here. We got it reduced to halfway. And we may bring it to a boil one more time. Okay, I'm going to actually turn the heat up. Bring her back up to boil because I got her cold when I put them apples in there. So I'm going to pump the heat back up to 8 and bring her back. The syrup's going to be delicious. And I think it would be apropos to put some cinnamon in there. Don't you think? Wouldn't you agree? Cinnamon I keep on the top shelf with the baking spices. There it is, cinnamon powder. I'm going to add some cinnamon powder in there. Just like that. That was probably a heavy tablespoon. And there we go. There's our syrup. And let that cook a little more. Like I said, we'll bring her up to a boil again. And now, what you do is, you clean up a little bit. Put the cap back on your cinnamon. Get your sink water. Always have sink water going with a little bit of bleach in it when you're cooking. That way you can do it all by yourself and you can keep your kitchen clean. You don't contaminate things. Causes for a big deal. It all accumulates and adds up. Next thing you know, your kitchen's so filthy you can't clean the damn thing. You need a remodel. Not around here when we run a tight ship. I might be madman, but that's half the beauty. Okay. So our cinnamon and our sugar's coming up, starting to froth again. There we go. Now, if I would have started this and done it when I was doing the pancakes, it would have probably only taken me an extra 10 minutes. That would have been to process the apples. Can you hear it? Sizzling and snapping. Ooh-wee. Stir it a little bit. That's the thing. You gotta keep stirring it. You gotta pay attention to it. You don't want to be multitasking when you are doing something like this. You need to focus on what you got going on the stove. Don't multitask when you're doing the stove. All your prep work and all that should have been done before you even turn the stove on. Cutting up the apples and the peeling and all that, and getting everything ready. So there we go, we're cooking away. Gosh, I wish this was smell-o-vision. You could smell it. It smells just wonderful. I need to get some new glasses. These look terrible, don't they? I wish I could see without them. Everything's... I gotta squint to see. It makes me look mean. I don't like looking mean. So we're boiling now. Boiling away. Time to stir it again. Poke them apples down in there. Get them all poked in there. Yeah. There's enough syrup here to feed 12-15 people. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe not that many. But it's homemade. Yeah. And that's syrup. Piece of cake. Let's look at this stuff I got in the cupboard here. Well, it's not in the cupboard. I got it out of the sink because I washed it. Hungry Jack original. Microwavable. 110 calories a serving. 20 grams of sugar. And then they got a sell by, use by date on it. Yeah, big deal. Let's read the ingredients on it. Corn syrup, high fructose corn syrup. That shit's poison. It's highly addictive. Water contains 2% or less cellulose gum, salt, caramel color, sorbic acid, sodium benzoate as a preservative, sodium citrate, natural and artificial colors. The J.M. Smucker Company, Orville, Ohio, USA. Well, thank God it's made in USA. But it's still crap. It's all corn syrup. It's poison. That's what's giving everybody diabetes. There we go. It's the crack cocaine of the food industry, and the FDA should have a class action lawsuit put out on them. And I made a comment about that, and I'm Zachery Polk 1 and 2. And I will not be making those videos private. The FDA is on the shit list. They're poisoning us. There's our syrup. Pretty much done. Let it simmer for a little bit. Anyway, that's it. Piece of cake, 2 cups sugar, 1 cup water, 4 tablespoons butter, and chop up a bunch of apples to put it in there. Then you got apple compote, apple syrup. We're going to top these pancakes. Anyway, Zachery Polk, Prospect Studios. Peace, love, and always care. Come see us. Might find something special.